We are back here on Girl Talk once again. We're at Pelican's Point. It is absolutely fantastic. We are enjoying the renovation, and we're here in sort of the girl-touched sports area.
That's right.
Oh.
In other words, there's no big giant.
lounge.
It is. It's loungy as opposed to like hockey sticks and
It's true.
whatever there's.
It's
lovely.
got a feminine touch. It's welcoming.
Dana,
Very
nice
warm and
job.
welcoming.
Exactly.
Welcoming, comfortable, beautiful.
It's amazing how things like restaurants can undergo transformations, and I know you want to talk today a little bit about transforming yourself.
I do.
Not yourself.
Well, I'm
Not
always working
you.
on transforming myself. I think I'm my biggest client.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. No, I think it's important, people, when they want to make changes in their lives, sometimes it seems overwhelming, or it seems like it has to be something so drastic. But there's really just a few key points that if you're able to execute them, you can really create some amazing change in your life, and they're simple. So, the first one obviously is just awareness, and that's the benefit of a counselor and a coach, is you can help bring awareness to what's causing the situation that you're not happy with, what's causing your relationship status, what's causing it. And then once you're aware of it, most of us do things out of
Habit.
automatic patterns,
Habit.
right? Unconscious patterns. So you don't even realize that you're doing it. Then once you realize you're doing it, then you have power because you have a choice. You can choose to continue doing it, or you can choose to do something else, And that's really the second point, is just try some new behavior. Once you're aware, try to shift one or two things. The way you react to your spouse when they say a certain thing, or the way you react with your kids, or, trying something new. And that creates a huge amount of change.
Because you can always go back to the old patterns.
It's always there, and usually it hasn't worked so well to a point. So, trying out the new behaviors, and it seems intimidating, but usually you get some pretty good bang for your buck. Once you do try something different, and it's like, wow, you get rewarded, and it makes you motivated
It's
to continue.
really, don't you think, opening yourself up to the possibility?
Yes, absolutely. Creating
Just
that possibility.
Possibly, could what you're doing work better?
Yeah.
And that's a big thing too, is recognizing that it is you. Because I think sometimes
We tend
when
to
we're
blame
stuck,
everybody
we want to
else.
say,
Yeah.
well, I'm doing this because that, and put it on everything
Oh, yeah.
else. But once we really start to look inward and say, you know what, it doesn't really matter what's going on around me. I'm still responsible for what I'm doing or how I'm
And when you're
responding.
responsible, then it's actually a plus, because then you have the power to make things different.
Remember, we have absolute control, 100% control of how we react to every situation.
And the meaning that we give everything that happens.
Right,
Sometimes the only difference is the meaning that you're giving it. If you decide it means it's the end of the world, it's going to be the end of the world. If you decide it means it's the
Attitude is
beginning of an
everything.
entire new chapter in your
true.
life, then that's what you're going to experience,
What's the third thing that you're...
Third thing is just have a little faith, and I call it, practical faith,
Right.
active faith. It's easy to have the concept of faith, but active faith or practical faith, in my opinion, is taking that step without knowing how it's going to turn out. Taking that step without a guarantee, and being willing to ride out that little bumpy spot of awkwardness when things are changing. Because you're going to have a test, something's going to come up that's going to scare you, and if you can continue to move forward in that new direction, that's where the bounty of reward lies.
It's interesting to me because you're an actress, your kids are actresses, not so much for us.
Not so much.
But I look at acting as you have to have a leap of faith, in
Yes,
my opinion.
absolutely.
To
And be
go out
vulnerable.
in front of an audience.
Yeah.
It's stepping out of a comfort zone for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I think so.
if you can practice more of that in your day-to-day life, really simple, go to a different class at the gym,
Exactly.
or someone that you meet in yoga, like ask her to lunch if you think you might be friends, even if you're not sure if she feels the same way, or, all those little risks. Wear something different.
Is it true that if you develop a new habit, it takes do they say 2 or 3 weeks?
I think it's 21 days, right?
Yeah.
21 days. Yeah.
Okay.
And so you can really shift your identity and your sense of self just by trying these new things. And if you tell yourself it's only for 3 weeks, then it's a short period of time to commit. But by the end of the 3 weeks, more than likely you're not going to go back to the old behavior, because you're going to get so much more out of the new way.
Well, you had said something to us at one point about developing new reference points.
Right.
Yes.
And once you have a new reference point, then you go, oh, wait a minute.
It makes
I did
all
that
kinds of things
before,
possible.
and I
Right.
really felt good when I did that, so let me try it again. And then it's a great reference point to
is.
build, and then you've got a whole bunch of them.
For example, girls, shopping at Tanger.
Right? Let's talk about it.
That's in our comfort zone.
I think we should really practice that. don't you
Yes.
think? So let's take
Put
a
it
break,
into
and
habit.
we'll be right back, and we'll talk a little
That's
bit
a
about
great new habit.
shopping.
That's right.
Stay with us.